What do a cell phone, a slice of pizza, a shattered glass, and a newspaper have in common? They all end up in the same dumpster, at least most of the time. Have you ever thought about what happens to the things you throw away? Where do they end up? How they're being processed? You may not know it, but waste has a significant impact on our lives. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. The relevance of waste, how it impacts our lives, and where you come into play. So let's begin by talking numbers. It may be irrelevant to you at this very moment, but waste production has become a global issue. The United States is a world leader in terms of waste production. According to a report issued by the Environment Protection Agency, EPA, the United States generated 254 million tons of waste in the year of 2013, opposed to the 228 million generated in 2006. That's an increase of 26 million within a 7-year period. Close behind the US is China, with 190 million tons of waste generated per year. A LA Times article written by Ann Simmons, published on April 22nd of 2016, adds another point to the issue. The more urbanized and industrialized a country becomes, the more trash it produces. According to a spokesperson of the United Nations quoted in the article, public waste systems cannot keep up with the urban expansions. Rapid industrialization is happening in countries such as in low-income Africa, where appropriate systems dealing with hazardous and special waste have not yet been developed. Waste production, a side effect of urban expansion, and the numbers are expected to rise. So, why am I talking about this? Why are you listening to a person talking about garbage? Because waste, believe it or not, poses a threat to our environment and our health. Poor waste management can harm our environment significantly. When waste is not properly disposed of, chemicals and other hazardous materials may pollute air, soil, and water. For example, when you throw a cell phone into the garbage, it ends up at a landfill. At a landfill, such electronic waste may be buried, and chemicals and toxins leak into the soil and ultimately into the groundwater. Not only does this affect various ecosystems, but it also poses a threat to our physical well-being. The United States Center for Disease Control lists possible health effects of environmental pollution. Air pollution impairs air quality and may lead to respiratory diseases such as asthma. Water and soil pollution also lead to a range of other effects. People may experience nausea, dizziness, and etc. Nevertheless, it is evident that waste production has become a global issue. And if it affects 7.5 billion people, what can you, as an individual, do? Many people believe their actions do not matter, but they do. For example, if everyone in the Jefferson County area threw away their cell phone, lead, mercury, and plastic of 750,000 cell phones will contribute to air and water pollution. So the answer is yes, you can do something because your actions do matter. This critical issue must be addressed and long-lasting solutions must be found. So let's start on the local level. To begin with, we must change our behavior and question our throwaway mentality. You can do this by making small changes that impact the global issue on a large level. The website Rethink Recycling suggests a list of waste, how to reduce waste. First of all, separate waste, paper, plastic, metal, and glass, and place them into a recycling bin. Such recycling bins are available and are collected in the Louisville metro area. For proper disposal, you can drop off your electronic waste, such as cell phones and computers, at the Louisville Waste Reduction Center on Meriwether Avenue. Also, consider composting food and yard waste. In addition, reduce the waste of plastic. Instead of putting groceries in plastic bags, use reusable bags. Many grocery stores and retailers offer discounts if you bring your own bag. Also, instead of buying small individually wrapped items, buy items in bulk to avoid excess plastic packaging. Consider buying products that are reusable, such as reusable coffee filters and tea bags, or refillable soap bottles. No matter what it is, as one of the 7.5 billion people, your actions matter, so make them count. At last, let's revisit what I've shared with you today. I have provided an insight into waste production on a global level. We have learned about the effects on our health and our environment, and we've discovered the things that can be done that may seem small and insignificant, but may lead to a significant change. You have gained a valuable insight into a global issue that affects you locally. So the next time you stand in front of a trash can, what will you choose? Ignorance or change?